非常感谢哈，我们也是线上很多家长继续在守候我们的这个展会哈，来参与我们今天上午活动的最后一所学校的分享哈，Master School。那么这是位于纽约附近的一所寄宿走读学校，他们是提供5到12年级，寄宿项目呢是从9年级开始的。那么我们今天呢也是邀请到了学校的这个招生副主任哈，Miss Betty Xu 跟大家去分享哈。Okay, thank you so much. Our audience are very excited to learn more about masters in the next 45 minutes. Thank you for your time. So you can start anytime. Then I can translate after you finish one slide.
Awesome. And you can see my screen. It's just a plain master's logo, just confirming that. And then I want to, when I'm going to play a video on the next slide, just let me know if you can hear sound or not. And yeah, so hi everyone. I am Betty Matthias Xu. I'm an associate director of admissions at Masters. Additionally, as part of my role in the admissions team, I work on financial aid, and I'm also part of our diversity, equity, and inclusion committee. I'm very excited to tell you all about our school and our programs. And fun fact, I will share, I actually used to live in Beijing.
Oh, so really?
我可以讲一点点中文，但是现在真的太差了。So I will do my presentation in English and appreciate Cindy's translation. Translation is no joke and very, very difficult.
Well, thank you. Your Chinese is already very, very good. Okay. So let me just translate this to our audience first. 对，刚刚呢也做了一下介绍哈，然后呢，Miss Xu 呢，她是学校现在的招生副主任哈。刚刚也说，那么除了管招生这边呢，她也负责学校的这个就是类似于这种助学金这个项目哈。然后呢，同时呢，她也负责学校的这个多元化这个部分哈。现在大家也能看得到，很多私立学校都非常关注这一点哈。所以呢，这是他在学校的一个工作的一个职责哈。同时他刚才也讲哈，然后他之前是在北京这个生活过，所以呢他会讲点中文，但是呢中文还是不够好，所以接下来的讲座呢会用英文哈，我来帮他进行翻译哈。
Awesome. So I'm going to share another video and just let me know if sound is okay. And I feel like this video really encapsulates sort of masters. One second, let me make sure that goes.
接下来呢，老师给再放一个学校的另外一个视频哈，觉得也是非常好的，能够去介绍学校的一个视频。
Friends, welcome to Masters. First rule of Masters is do with thy might. Second rule of Masters is do it with thy might. It's not technically a rule. It's more like a philosophy, a principle. You could say it's our culture.
It's simple. Anything you do, give it your all. We want to teach you determination so you can really explore your talents. That determination is known here as might.
At Masters, determination is everywhere. Join us and do it with your might.
The key word here is do, and the best way to learn is to do.
That's why we do hardness. Around the table, your voice matters equally. No front or back of the class, no lectures, no hall passes.
2 words, listen and question. That's hardness.
At Masters, community matters, especially across borders.
It's about living together with your best friends who come from all over the world.
And learning how to be more and more independent.
What if you don't find your passions because of what you thought others would say?
You know what's really saying? Keep going.
If you means live for performing on the court and on the stage, then that's you.
If you means exploring in the studio and in the lab, then that's you. And if you means you don't want to choose between the things you love, then that's Masters.
It's not about what you do. It's not even about how well you do. It's about if you do. And if you do it with your mind. We lift each other up. It's part of being a power for good in the world.
Power for good. That's what we're all about. What kind of impact do you want to make?
This is a school where you can be you, where you can learn to trust yourself and trust others. It's true. It's Masters. You mentioned do it with thy might, right?
Yeah.
Thank you all for for watching that video.
Yeah.
I think it really encapsulates sort of the environment here at Masters. So the Master School, so we're co-ed boarding and day school. We're located in Dobbs Ferry, New York, which is in Westchester, just north of New York City. So we're about 30 minutes, highway away from central New York City, which is something that's very unique about our school.
That's right. Yeah. 对，学校地理位置我刚刚也讲过哈。然后呢，是离纽约非常近，它在纽约北部，就是北部的一个地区哈，就 Westchester 那个区域是非常非常好的，是一个富人区，30分钟呢就能到市里，而且那边有火车哈，交通是非常非常方便的。那么他们是就是寄宿和走读都有的学校。
Awesome, thank you. So with that sort of, right, we're located on this beautiful 96-acre campus, which you got to see in the video. Our upper school is comprised of a little over 500 students that come from 10 different states, 30 countries, and over 90 local zip codes from the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. Our middle school is comprised of 175 students who come from over 90 local zip codes. We take full advantage of the fact that we are located just outside of New York City, that being students taking field trips to the many cultural institutions that New York has to offer.
对。那么刚刚看到那个视频，大家能对学校的校园有一个了解哈，还非常非常大，它是96英亩哈。那么高中部呢有500个学生，初中部有175个学生。那么高中部这边呢就是刚才也说是寄宿哈，寄宿和走读。那么他们有来自于10个不同的州，然后30多个国家，所以学校的多元化程度是非常非常高的。所以呢，因为它的地理位置的优势哈，很多就是市里的一些博物馆呀，然后各种资源哈，学校都能够非常好的利用起来。
Awesome. So Masters is unique in that we offer both 5-day and 7-day boarding programs. This is the view, this picture is the view from one of our dorms. As you can see, the beautiful old stone of the building. Approximately 140 out of our 500 upper school students are boarders. That means we have day students and boarding students. Students in our 5-day program are able to take advantage of boarding life while having the convenience of going home to be with family on weekends. And because we're both a day and boarding school, students benefit from being in classes with students from all over the world. We're sharing multiple perspectives is encouraged.
对，然后呢，刚刚就是也讲了一下学校整个的寄宿项目的一个情况哈。那么他们是提供5年级寄宿和5天寄宿和7天的，就是全寄宿的项目。那么所以呢，针对于在附近的一些家庭，我觉得也非常非常好。那么平常哈，周末学生是可以回到家里哈，跟家庭去享受家庭的时光。但是呢，周一到周五呢，他可以在学校去住宿哈。大家现在看到这个照片呢，是从他其中的一个宿舍的这个门口去照过去的一个照片哈。所以说学校还是非常多元化的，就是学生在这样的一个社区学习和生活能够接触到很多不同的这个观点、不同的文化哈。我觉得对现在这种融合性的这种大世界，现在这个全球融合的这样的一个这种问我一下哈，我觉得是非常非常重要的。
Yeah, and I'll add that boarders have access, right, to all the school facilities during the weekend, such as the library, the dining hall, the art studio, the gym, and classrooms. And then, included in some of the weekend activities, we'll do like campus visits, right, for colleges in the Northeast. We'll do driver's ed courses. We'll do SAT prep. will take weekend trips with the students. And as I mentioned, right, because we were in New York City, we will go to like a Broadway show for the weekend or, a Yankees baseball game. So those are the things that are sort of at the cusp of what we do during our weekend programming.
Yeah.
And I'll just quickly add sort of logistically, our 9th and 10th grade students in the dorms typically have lights out by 11 p.m. and 11 and 12 graders have quiet hours after 11 p.m. and we shut off our internet at 1 a.m. for all dormitories. So I'll let you translate and then I'll go a little bit more into the dorms.
Yeah, so you said 10th grade dorm they needed to be lights off like at what time?
Yeah, so at 11, 9th and 10th grade.
Okay, 9th to 10, 11. Okay, sure. 对，刚刚也讲了一下，就是学校的这个住宿的学生哈虽然他是走读寄宿在一起的学校，但是呢，就是寄宿的学生其实在周末哈学校校园所有的设施都是可以去使用的，包括这个像图书馆呀，然后呢健身房，然后绘画的教室呀还有这些就是设施都是开放给住宿学生的。那么周末呢，他们也会有非常多不同的一些这个活动安排，包括他们有时候会带学生去参观学校呀，然后进行 SAT 的一些辅导课呀，然后呢还会在周边一些短的一些旅行哈，因为离纽约比较近的话呢，他经常会带学生，比方说去看这个百老汇的秀啊。然后呢，还有去看棒球这些活动，其实就是周末的活动安排都是非常非常丰富的。那么另外呢，老师也提了一下，对于就是说，学校整个就是作息时间的安排，那么9年级到10年级哈，学生都是11点呢以后就是要熄灯休息的，然后1点呢学校就是要准时关网络的，所以呢，就是我觉得也是管理方面还是比较严格的哈。
And, I'm seeing a lot of sort of like faculty questions. So about 70% of our faculty live on campus, which is great because students have sort of access to their faculty. Each dorm, so we have about 5 dorms. Each dorm is home to 4 residential faculty members and their families. And that includes sort of coaches, administrators, and we also have dorm parents. So plenty of sort of adults in the space.
Yeah, you said 50% of the
70%.
70%, sorry. 对，然后呢，sure, that's kind of a very large number already.
Yes.
对，学校这边呢，就是70%的老师都是住在学校的哈，所以说学生平常跟老师的互动也是非常非常多的。然后呢，他们学校一共有5个宿舍，每一个宿舍呢会有4个老师负责就是管理宿舍哈。对，是这样的一个设置。
Awesome. So I will continue to the next slide. So at Masters, we live by our mission statement, which centers on the idea of being a power for good in the world. And we hold this mission central to everything that we do in and out of the classroom. Our students care deeply about their commitment to not only their immediate surroundings, but their responsibility to the greater world. For example, we host an annual summit on social justice, which is a full-day conference organized and run by students that offers local students an opportunity to come together for exciting and meaningful dialogue on subjects ranging from equity and inclusion to identity to the importance of activism.
对，那么学校对于这种就是包容性啊，或者公平公正是学校非常重要的一个就是可以说是一个理念吧。所以呢，学生呢在他的这个整个在那儿学习这个和生活的这个方方面面都是学校非常关注啊。刚才也提到了呢，在他们会每一年都会有一个就是像4天的一个这样的一个会议啊，专门去探讨这些问题哈。我觉得其实就是希望就是能够培养学生这种开放哈，然后呢更加多元的这样的一个社区和他们的一个理念。
And yes, all of the pictures are on campus. I saw a question there. Yes, all of our, they're all on campus. I'm actually in my office. So the picture you're seeing now, that window on the right, my office is right there, and I'm coming to you from there. It's an insanely gorgeous campus.
That's right.
So previously, I was actually working at Columbia University, and I wanted to like change and came to sort of boarding school, and master's was just like amazing, like beautiful, and the kids are so kind. So I'll just sort of put that in there.
That's right. That's right. I visited your school a couple of times. We actually have a student studying for 10th grade at this moment, just enrolled. Definitely, they love your school. I mean, like, you know, you have to love the community to be able to success and to thrive there. Yeah, that's a beautiful campus and also great, you know, community, right? The powerful for good. I think that's great value. 对，刚刚家长也在问这个照片是不是学校的？还是学校？学校还是非常有历史的哈，它的一些建筑还是非常漂亮的。我之前也是跟家长、学生也是参观过很多次学校哈，非常非常好的。就是漂亮的校园是一部分，但是我觉得社区更重要，因为我们今年有10年级的学生刚入学学校，对于学校的反馈各方面都是非常非常好的啊。学校老师刚才也说，他之前是在各大去工作的哈，但是呢，他就是后来就来到了master 来去做这个招生这方面的工作，对。
Yeah, and you know, this is another picture sort of in our classrooms, and you know, it's a place where it's easy to be new, and where your child will find someone to sit on in lunch at, you know, in the first day of school.
对，这个是学校的这个教室的一个环境哈，大家能看到，刚刚也是一种圆桌讨论式的上课模式。
So Harkness, right? Masters approaches teaching and learning using a discussion-based, student-driven model called Harkness. That really honors the student voice. In our classrooms, you won't typically find a single desk in rows, but rather students sitting in an oval table where there is no front, no back to the classroom. Our model is not about a teacher lecturing and students simply memorizing what the teacher says and regurgitating it on a test. We want the students to really find their voice in the classes.
对，刚刚有家长也在问这个学校的授课模式哈，刚好老师也提到了。那么学校的这个课堂呢，都是这种以讨论为基础的。那么学校老师并不是在就是这种授课，站在讲台前面授课的这种形式，更多的是学生去讨论哈，然后去进行这样的一个课程。
Yeah, and then quickly back to boarding, I think I saw a question of the 5-day versus the 7-day boarders. So roughly out of the 500 students, 30% are boarders. And then 7-day boarders, we have around, I would say 70 to 80. And then 5-day boarders, only 30 to 40 students are currently 5-day boarders. I believe that was the question.
Yeah, that's right. That is a question, but it's okay. You know, we just we can do all this question later on, so you can keep the flow of the presentation.
So rather, just quickly back on Harkness. So rather, students are pushed to engage in critical thought and complex text-based dialogue. This is true not only for courses in humanities, but also in our math and sciences. And it's crazy how it happens, but sorry, I'll let you translate.
Sure. 对，刚刚也说这种讨论形式的课程不仅仅是指在这种人文课程里面，像这个数学呀和科学这些课程，它也是通过这样的一个授课模式来进行的哈。那么群里也有家长在问，就是说5天7天寄宿的学生各有多少？那么500个高中生里面，大概是30%学生是寄宿的哈。那么其中呢，就是可能大概是在70-80个学生是7天寄宿，30-40个学生是5天寄宿这样的一个安排哈。因为一些问题呢，我们可能放到后面一起去为大家解答哈。
Awesome. So in our upper school, we offer nearly 150 courses, including advanced placement and our own college level offerings in a variety of disciplines. We believe diving deep into material and teaching skills that transfer into all aspects of life beyond high school and even college.
嗯哼，对，那么高中部呢，大概有提供150门的这样的一个课程哈，包括有 AP 课程，所以在高中阶段，这种对于每个科目的这个深入学习哈是非常重要的。但除了学习这个我们的这个知识以外哈，你的其他各方面的技能的培养和发展也是非常重要的。
So performing arts, our performing arts program is very rich. We offer several tracks, such as theater. That includes coursework in acting fundamentals, theater art, and playwriting. Our previous productions include In the Heights and Dracula. We also have a music track, which includes music production. One track that is a very, very popular track because of our facilities and our equipment. Other opportunities in music consist of anything from joining an a cappella group, jazz bands, student-led bands, and one-act plays. Additionally, we offer private instrumental and voice lessons.
对，那么艺术方面呢，就是表演艺术方面的设置，学校也比较丰富。刚才也提到了这个，就是这个戏剧啊，然后表演呀，还有戏剧写作。那么音乐这部分呢，当然就是还有这个音乐制作，还有其他各个方面的乐器啊，然后乐队。刚刚老师也提到了，也会提供这种1对1的音乐的课程给学生。
Awesome. So this is like, you probably saw it in the video earlier. This is our art studio. It's actually our old gym. If you at one point in your process are able to visit campus, you'll get to see this sort of wonderful space. If your child pursues sort of the artistic path, what's cool is that in senior year, there's a second floor. You sort of get your own art studio space for your senior year at Masters.
对，大家看到的这个图片呢，是它的这个艺术的艺术教室哈，它是学校原先的一个健身房去改建的哈。那么就是能够看得到学校就是在图片上进行各种各样的这样的艺术的项目哈。那么在就是12年级的时候，12年级的学生也会有自己专门的一个教室去就是做他的这个艺术课程哈。
Awesome, thank you. So athletics. So in addition to strong academics, we have a robust athletic program. We sponsor 61 teams in 17 different sports as a school, 43 in the upper school, 18 in the middle school. At Masters, we offer almost every sport except for ice hockey and football. The majority are housed in the FC, which is our Fonseca Center, which was renovated and opened in 2015. So it's a fairly new facilities. And just so you have an idea of sort of what our offerings are, right? In the fall, we'll do things like cross-county, soccer, volleyball. In the winter, basketball, fencing, indoor track. And then in sort of the spring, we'll do baseball, lacrosse. Our basketball girls and boys have both previously won the Nice Ace Championship. Fencing, we have the best facility in the New York metro area. It's a 30-year program and has always been very strong. Actually, the person who is leading that program has been to the Olympics with fencers in the past. I'll let you translate there and then I'll go a little bit more into it.
Okay, sure. So you mentioned that the basketball like is a strong team?
Yeah, so we've won in the past. We won the NICES, which is the league that we are part of.
Okay.
And our soccer team won last year in the fall.
Okay.
For soccer.
那么学校的这个体育项目呢，也是非常丰富的。刚才老师也讲，有61个体育队，有17个不同的项目哈，初高中都有。17个不同的体育项目。那么他们的这个就是学校的体育设施也是在2015年最近就是去这个装修过哈，也是非常新的一些设施。刚刚呢，大家也能看到，就是说3个这个体育季不同的项目的一个设置哈。那么刚刚也提到了，像学校的这个篮球呀、足球啊，是他们学校比较强的。然后呢， 基建也特别强的，因为他们学校的基建的设施是整个纽约地区最棒的，而且他们的项目也非常有历史了，有30多年的历史啊。他们之前的这个学生也参加过就是奥运会，所以基建是他们就是比较强的一个项目。
So our students are very busy, but we built this into their schedule. So we have what we call co-curriculars, and those take place after the academic day, beginning at 3. So they are an essential element of the master's curriculum, and they are required for all students. So during this block of time, students can either do an interscholastic sport, an instructional fitness class, some visual art, or dance. So it's very important to know.
对，那么其实在学生整个一天的这个安排还是非常非常多的哈，也是学生也是比较忙的，因为除了这个上这个学术课程以外呢，那么结束了以后呢，这个课外的一些活动，就是非主课的一些项目和活动呢，学生都是要求去参加的，他有专门的一个上课的一个时间。那这个时间呢，你可以去参加体育啊，体育的训练啊，或者是你去参加学校的这个就是专门的健身也好，艺术也好哈，其他各方面的这个活动都就是选择性都非常多。那么这个是在学生的日常的安排当中嘛哈，所以我觉得这个也是非常非常好的，给学生就鼓励他去做更多的一个活动。
Awesome, thank you. So signature programming. So one thing that's a little unique about Masters is that we offer these signature programs. So innovation, engineering, and entrepreneurship is one track. Ethical leadership, sustainability, and lastly, our global and civic exchange program. So these programs inspire students to engage with and understand the critical issues facing today's world. For example, through international educational travel opportunities, students will be pushed, right? Their views will be pushed and expanded upon. In the past, so as I say past, I mean pre-COVID, we've done trips. We've been a 2-week-long homestay in a Tibetan Buddhist monastery in China. We've sort of made repairs to a nursery school in the Dominican Republic. At home on the master's campus, because of our multicultural community, students develop multiple and value multiple perspectives. It's really that our community is built on a culture of kindness and inclusion. Yeah, I'll jump in.
那么接下来老师会讲一下学校就是说比较有特别的一些项目哈，刚才也讲了，像包括创新啊、领导力哈，当然也有提到就是说一些国际就是这种去不同的国家呀参加这种短期的文化呀交流的一些项目哈，都是通过这样的一个项目帮助学生去就是开阔他们的视野，更多的了解这个世界哈。当然这个都是在就是就新冠以前哈，但现在可能会有一些不同的一些变化。
You know, students at Masters are empowered and encouraged to pursue their passions, take risks by trying new things, and also to support their peers through it all.
对，所以每一个在学校的学生都是会鼓励自己去，就是说，勇于去就是尝试哈，就是踏出自己的舒适圈，而且呢，也鼓励学生之间互相去帮助哈。
Awesome. So I'm showing you what is going to be sort of across from me next spring. Hopefully, it's our innovation entrepreneurship center. So it's this modern 3-story, 20,000 square foot building. The building will welcome up to 400 community members. It will have multiple classrooms and labs, including a robotics lab, an entrepreneurship lab, and an engineering and computer science classroom. These are places where we want to give students more space to learn entrepreneurship, problem-solving skills by doing hands-on work with peers, teachers, and real-world entrepreneurs. And our program, we currently have an innovation and entrepreneurship program, as I mentioned earlier. It's currently housed under our dining hall. So we are excited that this building is opening up next spring. With that, you know, if you decide to go that track, you have the opportunity to earn sort of college credit. We partner with the local university to have that happen for students. And I think there's so many cool projects. Like during COVID, our students made sort of masks for hospitals. And we have a student who has food allergies who is working with Whole Foods, which is a big supermarket chain in the US, to create an app where you scan a barcode and it tells you sort of what are the ingredients in this item that you're about to purchase that might affect your health. So just some of the cool things that our students are doing.
That's really cool. So 老师刚刚也讲了，就是说刚看到这个图片呢，是他们下一个春季哈，也就是明年春季的时候呢，他们会就是建成的这个类似于就是创新企业家中心，类似于这样的一个新的建筑哈。那么是3层楼。然后因为它现在有些项目可能是在学校的食堂去进行，但是呢，下一个春季的话呢，这些项目包括刚刚提了企业家领导啊、领导力啊，然后呢，这个创新啊，这些项目全部就搬到这个新的楼里来进行了哈。我觉得也能看得到学校每年都是在就是有更多的这个变化，给学生提供更多的项目和设施的哈。刚刚也说，像这些项目呢，因为学生比较感兴趣，他其实是可以拿到大学的这个学分的哈，因为有些项目他们是跟当地的大学一起去合作做的。那么他也提到，像有些学生他可能会对这种就是软件或者是说这种 APP 的设计比较感兴趣啊，那他会去考量，就有学生可能对这种就有很多人是对这种食物有这个过敏的，对吧？那学生对这个方向比较感兴趣，他就会自己去开发一个这种软件哈，去你去看每一种食物的这样的一个就是它的这个配料啊，然后就是帮助就是可能这些有食物过敏的人哈所以这些创意呢都是他们学生自己去做的哈。那么也能看得出来学校对这方面其实也非常重视的呢。有新的建筑，还有各种各样的一个项目的一个设置。
Awesome, thank you. So when the weather gets nice, you know, our community gathers here on the quad for different events and performances and meetings. I just want to share like a fun picture of campus.
Yeah. Beautiful campus. 对这个校园的这些一些户外的一些图片哈，大家能看到，天气好的时候，学校一些很多活动也都是在就是外面的空间来进行的，不是在教室里面。
And this is another view. You can actually see the Tappan Zee Bridge over from campus, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
Awesome. So this is just some fun facts about masters, not to take it, you know, too serious. So we're 36 minutes from Grand Central Station. As I said, right, we're about 30 minutes from downtown Manhattan.
Yeah.
Last year, we baked over 91,000 cookies to feed the community. So our students eat a lot of cookies. As I mentioned, over 30 countries represented in the student body. And there are 37 dogs on campus. So, you know, a lot of our faculty and staff have dogs that live here. So, yeah, some fun facts.
然后老师刚才也分享了一些比较有意思的数据哈，就是关于学校的那么刚才也说了他们的地理位置，因为学校那边它是直接有这个火车能够到市里哈，市中心，所以非常非常的方便。刚刚也说他们在校园里面有37只狗狗哈，我觉得学生应该会非常喜欢哈，有这样的机会跟那个小动物去互动。那么还说这个学校这边呢。学生是比较喜欢吃它的这个饼干的哈，然后就是巧克力饼干，他们学校说每一年在学校会有这个要烘焙91000多个饼干，我觉得这个也是很有意思的哈。然后呢，学生的这个整个还是非常多元化的，前面也讲有来自于不同的国家哈，有30多个国家这样子。
Thank you. And then, you know, I'll sort of say like, I think our community is really built on a culture of kindness and inclusion. Students at Masters are empowered and encouraged, as I mentioned earlier, you know, to pursue sort of these passions.
Yeah.
And I think really, truly, if you speak to any of our students here, they will tell you that this is the place of acceptance where everyone can be themselves.
I think that's most important thing for teenager. yeah, 对，老师刚才也一直在说，学校是一个非常就是说包容性非常强的社区，也非常多元化哈。每一个学生可以说都能够在学校找到属于自己的这种归属感哈。我觉得这个真的是非常重要的，特别是对于国际学生，你来自一个不同文化的一个国家啊，那么这个社区对你的这个影响或者你的这种适应程度，能够很大程度上决定你在学校后续的这种发展哈，你的这种学习和生活的一个体验。毕竟孩子过来不只是学习，对吧？我们还需要去享受这个生活，去喜欢这样的一个社区，更多的融入进来哈。
And I wanted to share this slide just to provide sort of a visual of like sort of our important deadlines and just some updates. So this admission cycle, we are offering in-person interviews and Zoom interviews. There is no difference whether you do it in person or Zoom. You have to do what's best sort of right for your family. This year, we are not taking any sort of standardized testing. So no SSAT, no ICEs. In lieu of that, we would like a graded written writing sample from an English or history course. And then, you know, for families who are considering applying for financial aid, we did switch our application tool for financial aid to Clarity.
OK， 对，这个呢是学校的一个大概申请的时间点呀，还有一个要求哈，大家大概能看到，就是寄宿这边的话，基本上跟其他寄宿学校是一样的。当然，我们因为参加的家庭还有这种，比方说选择走读的哈，这个时间点都是不一样的。那么关于申请资料这个方面呢，学校也说今年呢就是就是这个标化哈 SSAT 呢可以是就是说OK。对，是不需要提供的，但是呢，就是说你需要提供一个你在学校的，就是老师给你去评分的一个写作的，这样的一个就是 sample 哈，给学校，对，大概是这样的一个要求。
Awesome, and I will leave it with this slide. You know, I'm happy to answer questions. I mean, of course, following your lead, Cindy, and then you know. If you know, I can also drop, you know, that's the QR code to our admissions team, and you'll find me there as well. And easy to contact sort of any of us. We're more than happy to help answer any questions that don't get answered here.
Okay, wonderful, thank you. 对，刚刚也有一些家长在问问题哈，我们来看一下群里的一些问题，可能有一些呢已经是回答了，我们就大概就不说了哈。Let's check. I think there are some. In terms of financial aid, you know, like to my knowledge, I think an international student cannot really apply. I think it's more like domestic.
We do offer financial aid to international students.
Okay.
But it's very, 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 very scarce and very, very limited.
Yeah, that's right. It's usually need-based, so it's
yes, correct. It's need-based. No merits, no scholarships.
That's right. That's right. 对，关于有家长在问助学金哈怎么去申请，然后是这样的，针对于国际学生来讲，助学金是有，但是还是非常非常少的。然后呢，大部分助学金都是针对于他们本土的家庭，如果就是很优秀，那么他支付不起学费的这种情况下哈，所以是这样的一个情况。那么国际学生就是基本上就这个部分，我觉得是可以忽略不计的，因为是这个需求 need based 的需求哈，这个并不是说你有这个因为你的学术什么样的一个情况给你这个助学金。所以我觉得国际学生这个部分哈是我觉得基本上是忽略不计的哈。Okay, let's in terms of the you know extra support to the boarding student, maybe you can introduce little bit about what kind of resources available for them.
Yeah, of course. So boarding students, so as I mentioned, we have faculty who live in the dorms, as well as dorm parents. We have a residential life dedicated staff team as well. And then each student, when they come to master's, they're assigned an advisor. And then they're put in an advisory group, and they remain in that group throughout their 4 years at master's. Okay. Which is nice because the advisor is a touch point for the families. So if your child is not doing well or they are doing well, the advisor typically emails the family. And you will have a direct contact with the dorm parents as well. So another sort of support mechanism. We also have a full health counseling center on campus. So students, if they, wish to seek some services, they have the option of doing so. And we have of course, fully staffed sort of campus safety team as well. Some of them being sort of retired New York City police folks. Yeah, so that's some of the sort of support systems in place.
刚刚家长也在说学校就是学生在校园能得到什么样的一些支持啊？刚才老师也介绍了，有不同的资源和这个老师都能够帮助学生。那么首先在宿舍的这个宿管老师能为你提供帮助。那么当然呢，你在这个当生活方面的事情哈，都可以跟他去沟通。学习方面呢，每一个学生进入到学校，他都会有一个辅导老师。这个辅导老师呢，是从9年级一直跟到你到12年级，他并不是每年都会换。所以这样的一个情况下呢，我觉得也是一个就是这种就是持续性，对吧？然后呢，这个辅导老师呢，也是一般会跟家长沟通的比较多，所以孩子在学校的一些问题啊，是好还是有什么样的一些问题和担忧的话呢，这个老师都会跟家长有及时的沟通哈。那么这些方面呢，学校都会提供哈。但是我觉得整体上，美国私立的学校来讲，就是你只要有需求，你把这个需求去沟通给学校，老师都会帮你去找资源的。当然，我们也有一些家长就是学生那么可能学校他有一些额外的一些需求，学校真的是附近没有，我们团队也会帮他去找这样的一个资源哈。所以我觉得对于私立的学校来讲，就是非常的贴心，非常的关注对孩子。我觉得这个是肯定是他们的一些特长哈。In terms of the TOEFL score, so is that minimum requirement for international student?
Yeah, so we're required the TOEFL. That depends on the entering year. So I can actually quickly share our admissions page link because we have sort of all the data there of like each, coming in as a 9th grader versus a 10th grader versus an 11th grader. We sort of have different sort of requirements. So I can quickly post the link to make it sort of easier.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I can share it with them.
Yeah.
学校关于托福成绩这边，学校网站上也有详细的信息哈，在招生的这个环节部分。然后每一个年级呢，要求都是不一样的。那么9年级基本上呢，托福要求是85啊，多邻国也可以接受的哈。那么10年级的话，就是再增加10分95。如果您就学生是要申请11年级的话，就是要达到105的这样的一个分数哈。对，它是有这样的一个大概的一个要求的。
Yeah, and we're pretty, when it comes to like requirements, we're pretty standard with every sort of boarding school in the US. I think we try to all be sort of very consistent. When it comes to the process, the application process.
Yeah, that's right. So in terms of the cafeteria, do you sometimes eat Chinese food as well?
Oh my God. So our dining hall is the best part of Masters. The food is amazing. We revamped it a couple years ago, our head of school. And yes, there is Chinese food at least once a week, but also know that, and I've eaten Chinese food in China, so you're not going to get what you get back home.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's very, very close. And we're in New York City, or New York, but close to New York City. So if you're really homesick, I mean, you can find anything. So, but our dining hall, honestly, it's spectacular.
哎呀，对，关于这个 有没有中餐校园哈？也是学校也说学校的这个食堂是非常非常好的，就每天它的菜单啊都是不同的。然后呢，刚刚也说中餐呢至少就一周有一次哈。当然就是你学校的中餐你就不能够想有多正宗了哈。但是学校的位置这附近还是就它所在那附近肯定是有中餐馆，当然还有离市里这么近哈，想来吃中餐都是没有问题的。需要 I-20 吗 ？I-20 肯定是发的呀。Some of the question I don't need to confirm with you. I said boarding school. Yes, your school offers.
Yeah, standard, right? If you're admitted, typically,
right.
if you're international, you would have to do a 7-day program. And then, of course, we work with families once they accept to get their I-20 and their visa.
Yeah. Do you have a specific quota for particularly Chinese student? I know it can be, different every year.
We don't have a specific quota. I think, as you see from our images, we really want a diversified community.
That's right.
And that's the goal, right, as an admissions team for us, is to make sure that we have as much representation as possible. So yes, we have a lot of great candidates from China, very well prepared, but we can't take everyone because we want the community, right, to be as diverse as possible.
That's right.
I'll give you the political answer.
I understand. I know it's different every year. Yeah. 对，然后关于就是能录取几名中国大陆的学生哈，其实这样的就是学校肯定还是要保证他的这个学生群体的这个多元化，他不可能从一个国家，不论是中国也好，就其他国家也好，他不可能一个国家招太多的学生。那么寄宿这边的话呢，他每一年的名额应该还是不固定的哈，他也没有确切的一个名额，但是本身寄宿学校中国学生申请的还是数量比较多的，对吧？那这样的一个情况下呢，那肯定是说学校的名额跟学校的学生申请的这个对比来讲，这个比例肯定差距还是比较大的。大家也都知道寄宿学校是这样的一个情况哈，它也是受这个名额的一个限制哈，同样还是比较重要的。
Yeah, and can I just plug in, we have a lot of events coming up, and yes, we're back sort of in person, and we're doing open house on October 15th. If you are in the States, it's a great event to visit. We're also offering every 2 weeks in-person tours on Wednesdays, another opportunity, but we are doing Zooms as well. So last night we held an event on Zoom, and you get to hear from our current students, not just me talking about the school. You get to hear from our students. And I'm actually in December, January, I have to look up the dates. I am working with my colleagues to hold an international student panel. So that'll be with our current international students. And that is also exciting because you get to hear from their experience. And hopefully we'll also have some parents join that call, current parents.
Yeah, that's right. 对，学校这边活动还非常多，也是说，当然就是我们今天呢有老师帮着翻译哈，那么家长可能了解的会更多一些。但是呢，学校这边也有这个像他们这个线下的在学校的一些这种 open house 哈，是10月15号。当然呢，它每一周呢，它都会有这个就是校园参观哈，线下校园参观的机会。当然，对于海外的学生的这种线上的活动，学校也都组织。刚才也说到了，有专门的这个国际学生的，就是针对于国际学生，他们会请他们现在的国际学生去就是交流分享哈。那么除就是这些活动都非常多哈，大家也可以去关注。如果你们不知道怎么去注册的话，也可以联系我们的老师，我们会帮你们去注册哈。然后呢，去多了解一些学校，我觉得这个还是非常非常重要的。Thank you for the information.
Yeah, no, always happy to be helpful.
We usually encourage the family to fill out the inquiry form first. Yes. They will get all this information, and then they can choose, whatever event they can attend based on their availability. Yeah, I think that's about it. We covered all the questions in the chat room, and thank you for your time. It's great presentation, and we hope in this application season we'll discuss more about our student, and so hopefully we will maybe find a time to visit again, because it's been a while since the pandemic, but it's great.
We're here. We're in person. Our students are here and in person, fully vaccinated campus. So please, if you're in the area, stop by, reach out to me. And if you're not, email me, and we can always connect. So
thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your evening.
Bye.
Bye.